All right, guys, welcome. AJ, this is a consecutive episode. I don't know if we've done this. We may have one time last year, but this is back-to-back nights. We're putting in work here. So
I think we might have pulled a couple back-to-backers.
I mean, it's a special moment. It's rare. So we appreciate you guys coming through. This is a big one. Um, AJ, you take the floor with this. Explain what this fight is all about.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna start off with me. I like to give people their flowers, give them the respect where it's due. Um, Wilfredo's been on the show a few times, so I'm gonna start off with Shaka. Uh, this is a dude with. Let me read this because I have it written down. I did the calculations myself. He got 39 pro fights. His opponents' combined records are 324 wins and only 148 losses. His pro debut was against a 2-0 guy. He's fought 14 undefeated fighters, and he's fought 20 opponents that had one loss or less. For me, that's the definition of old school boxing. You don't find that nowadays. You got guys who are 7-0 and still want to fight guys who are 0-7. His pro debut, he jumped in with an undefeated guy. So I want to give Shaka the flowers for still keeping old school boxing alive.
Appreciate it, fam.
I want to know what made you go that route.
It was just listen, man. I started boxing when I was 11. You know, I got in the game to fight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know, give me a guy with a losing record. Listen, I like to fight, so let's do it. I did it a lot as a kid, so I wanted to bring it into the ring. You know what I mean? I was never the fighter to have someone give me a fighter with a losing record. I always went in the ring as the underdog. So, you know, so whenever I hit the bright lights, I don't fold. A lot of these fighters fold when they hit the.
Was that something you wanted to do, or was that just bad management?
I wouldn't call it bad management because I could have went in the right direction. We got again when I turned pro when I was 21. I'm 47. You know what I'm saying? It was just I was still running the streets. I was still doing this, dabbling in that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is at the end of the day.
All right. And so now I'm gonna give Wilfredo his flowers because he turned pro at a very late age. What, 36?
Yeah, 37.
37. Right. So turned pro at 37 years old. He's been super easy to work with. And coming off of a loss, especially the kind of loss that he get a rebound. Wilfredo said, "No, I got something to prove. I don't want a tune up," and he accepted this fight with Shaka. You know, so and that right there, that's old school boxing right there. So I gotta ask Wilfredo, what is it at this age? Because both of you are in your 40s now. What is it at this age that make y'all want to compete at this level?
Well, I don't know how to exactly explain it, but all I can say is like this is boxing. It's been like my love. It's the sport that I fall in love with. I couldn't do it when I was a kid because my mom she didn't let me box. That's why I started boxing late. My career. I started boxing when I was 19, and then I moved here. Found this uptown boxing gym, the gym that I commit to it, that I stay with them, loyal to them, and I did a bunch of amateur fight. I love fighting. I mean, since I was a kid, that was my passion. That was like I was always street fighting. I was in the fight. Like you couldn't say nothing to me because I'm ready to fight. It was in my blood. I want to fight. So finally, the opportunity came in when I moved. When I was starting Puerto Rico, and then I moved here. So all my amateur career before I retired, I asked, I talked to my trainer and I said, Dave, before I decided to retire, I want to just do one professional fight. I just want to feel the difference between being an amateur and pro. And man, like it's a completely different. Is I love it. It's just the adrenaline when you walk into the ring, when you see the fan. It's goosebumps. It's only the fighters know how you feel when you walk to the ring, and then when you in the ring, it's like Shaka, what Shaka said, just his passion. That's our passion. And yeah, we on the 40s, but we love the sport so much that we still commit to it, and so far we haven't hanged the glove yet. We love it.
Yeah. And you know, and like I say, you know, again, I've been boxing since I was 11 years old. You know, I made the Eastern Trials. I lost to DeMarcus Corley. I've been in camp with Roy Jones Jr. twice. When Derek Smoke Gainer was his protege, I was sparring Smoke. I've been with Danny Garcia 3 times when he fought Porter, when he fought what's the southpaw name that Floyd fought? I forget his name. The Mexican.
Zab Judah?
No, not Zab. The Mexican.
Victor Ortiz?
Not Victor. I forget his name. Anyways, I was out there 3 times when I was out there 3 times
Robert
with
Guerrero.
Yeah,
Robert
Guerrero.
Yeah.
And then the fight after Guerrero. So I've been boxing at that high level for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And again, like Wilfredo said, man, it's the passion we got for it, and it's fucked up how boxing is today. Like everybody want to baby their records, man. It wasn't like that back when Leonard Hearns and all them and Hagelin was fighting. You had to fight the best to be the best. You know what I'm saying? That's why with my record, I don't consider myself a bad fighter. I consider myself a great fighter because I'll fight any and everybody, whenever, and however. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the reason. Like when this fight presented to me, we say, well, you know what? If I still belong in this business, I have to fight against someone that has skills, has been in the business for a long time. So, and this is what's gonna tell me if I still belong in this business. That's why we say yes to fight you, Shaka, because we got respect. We respect you. We respect like the way you handle your career and the way I handle my career. Maybe a lot of people don't respect that, but I do respect, and I respect every fighter. I always said in all the podcasts, one thing with me, I respect every fighter. We put our body in the ring, and that's a lot. And people don't realize that. People like to talk, people like to comment or whatever. So this fight coming up means a lot to me. It's not to the people. This is for me.
Facts. Indeed.
I'm actually gonna get into that. I was gonna say, y'all just outshining the young cats because the young cats ain't trying to do what y'all are trying to do.
They don't want to fight. They want the easy way out.
I was gonna say,
I get it.
I know my pops and my uncle been around with you in the amateurs.
I helped your father get in shape for his world title. I was sparring him.
So I was gonna say, take us to the beginning. Take us how you got into boxing, where you started at, how some of your big amateur fights. Because I know my uncle Ray, I think went to a couple nationals with you.
Yeah. I started when I was 11 in Meadows Garden Boxing Center with John Harris. Everybody through New England know who he is. Old guy, deacon from a church. Like we had the grittiest boxing gym. We had a handmade ring. We had 2 bags. We had hand-me-down gloves. But that goes to say, it doesn't matter where you train at, it's where your heart at. We had some, ask your father. We had some of the best boxers, if not the best boxers in the England. We came to the gloves every year. Y'all say, oh, they go John Harris boys. Because we had the best boxers. We had me, Fred, Travis. You know what I'm saying? So, Huh?
The Sims brothers were with you guys?
Yeah, they was with. We all on the same gym.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah,
All
Travis fought my dad.
He fought your father. So the fight before your father fought him, I was sparring him. I was driving the mask and I was sparring your father. I was actually fighting your father's southpaw because I think your father fought a southpaw.
Okay.
Rocky was there, huh?
I always thought you were a southpaw. I never realized that you switch.
Yeah, I'm a right-handed, but I've been boxing southpaw since I was 15 years old.
Okay. So we're gonna see a little southpaw versus southpaw.
Little something.
Little
Hey,
something.
listen, man. Listen. At the end of the day, man. Again, respect to Pagan and his team, man. I'm just coming to put on a show. That's all.
Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put on a show for the fans.
In God's hands, nobody's gonna get hurt. Everybody gonna walk out there healthy as hell. I'm just coming to put on a show, man. He trained, I trained. I know this fight was supposed to get made a long time ago. You know, I had a shoulder strain, I had a rotator cuff strain, so that postponed it. And then we supposed to fight again, and then I think he ended up getting stopped. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he's healthy, and God bless you. You know what I'm saying? And now we're here to make the fight.
Uh-oh. And
there we go. Marvel.
All about right there.
So what's that? What is the title? What is the name of that title?
USBF Intercontinental title.
One of you guys, I mean, I can't say one of you guys going to get it because I've seen Wilfredo's debacle here 2 times.
Wilfredo got twice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my phone had rung.
It's something with me with Tyler's. I had to fight her like a couple of times. But,
When Wilfredo first fought for the New England title, he got a draw twice before he won it.
Yep.
A draw, a no contest.
That was with Carlos, right?
Yeah, draw with Carlos. Yeah.
Draws
I've
with
been working with Carlos. Those are 2 good ass fights, man. Both of them fights was good as hell.
I the best I've seen live in what 3 years I've been following now.
I would put it up there with at least, if not top 3, I gotta throw it in top 5 best fights in New England, like all time.
Him and Carlos?
Yeah.
Them fights was good as hell. I saw both of them. Them fights was good, man.
Yeah. No, we went to bring it. We put everything out there.
Now,
but draws
as much as I was trying to avoid them having a fight a 3rd time, the guy that Wilfredo lost to his last fight, Carlos just beat. So now they might just have to.
And listen, I told everyone that Carlos was gonna beat him, and nobody believed me.
I worked Carlos' corner for that fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for the guy for Tyrone Lucky.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because we got the same trainer.
Okay. Kevin Schmidt, is it?
Colin.
Okay.
Yeah, and I told everyone that Carlos is gonna beat this guy, and everybody, like watch. Styles make fights, and Carlos tricky. Carlos knows how to get away and stuff like that, and there we go. That didn't surprise me when Carlos beat him. I tell ya.
So when you look back at it, what did Carlos do against Styles that he wasn't able to do against you?
What Carlos did, it's just, I don't know. I think what Carlos did, it was like what he always did, even when he fought me, trying to fight smart, trying to don't get hit much, trying to counter punch, stuff like that. Be active when he need to be active. That's what he was doing, and he was scoring points, point after point. So that's why I knew there's gonna be his fight, because I think Tyrone is made up for Carlos style. So that's why I knew that. And with me, it's different because I was trying to be right in front of him every time, try to put a lot of pressure, coming with a lot of pressure. Tyron Lucky is not like a pressure fighter. Only on me that we fought when I fought Tyron. It's so totally like I saw it a couple of times. I want to see that crap again. It's like I don't know who was that night. But like I said, it's not an excuse. It's not like people. I have some people texting me or saying stuff like, "Oh, it's an excuse." That's not an excuse. It's just you know how you fight. You know when something is not right on one night, and that can happen to the best. It happened to the best.
Exactly.
So and like I was like, what the hell is going? Even when I was warming up, I'm like, fuck. Like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm okay. When I start walking to the ring, I should be fine. And I remember Dave told me, feel the ring. When I was bouncing, when I feel the ring and the ring was a little bouncy, I was like, my God, what happened here? Like I didn't have like when I bounced, like, my legs were heavy. Something is not right. Something is not right. So I'm like, but I was like, but I don't want to think about it. We'll see how the fight turns out. And then, yeah, awful.
But at the end of the day, man, we fighters, man. We don't give up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
It's killed to be killed in the sport, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me take that back. I don't want to say kill to be killed. You do what you got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, we not quitters. You know what I'm saying? This is what we signed up to do. You know?
Exactly, and that's like
it's not for everybody. Some people don't like getting hit, and I tell people because I'm also a personal trainer, and I get a lot of people that come up to me and say, "Yo, I want to box." I'm like, "Yo, it's not what you think it is."
Yep.
It's not. Y'all see the fun part of it. Y'all don't see the hard part. Y'all don't see the 6 to 8 weeks of camp, the punishing your body, doing the training, and getting up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Y'all see that. Y'all see motherfuckers winning and getting their hand raised. It's a different point when your ass get punched in your face and you like, and you're not used to that shit. And I tell motherfuckers that shit all the time, man. They think it's a game. It's not a game. This shit is different.
And there's
be
levels to it. Yeah. Your favorite neighborhood fighter probably couldn't beat the most basic local amateur kid. You know, when they get in the ring, it's funny. You know, Carlos used to get guys who, I'm 5-0 in the streets, 10-0 in the street. Carlos Garcia at the Boys and Girls Club. You know, I'm 5-0 in the streets, I'm 10-0 in the car. Okay, come on. Put him in the ring and tell the fight. He'll tell his guys, don't hit him, only work defense. And them boys get tired. A few haymakers, and them boys are tired already.
Yeah. I don't give a damn what the hell you was in the streets. You step in the square circle, it's a different ball game.
Yes.
That's a totally different ball game.
I gotta ask you, who do you wish, looking back at your career now, who's somebody that you wish you would have gotten the ring with that you didn't get a chance to share the ring with?
Oh, that's a good one, man. As far as fighting?
Yeah, as far as fighting. It could be locally, it could be nationally, it could be worldwide. Somebody that you wish you got to fight during your young years coming up.
During my young years coming up? Man, that's a good one, baby. You caught me on guard with that one. In the pros, I had a chance to fight Paulie Malignaggi.
Ooh.
This was early in my career. This was like 90. I turned pro in 96. This had to be like 2001. I was talking to his people was talking to my peoples. And then I think it just went left. And I think maybe he found somebody else to fight or whatever the case may be. I wish that fight would have happened.
That could have been a game changer.
Yeah. And the amateurs, I lost to DeMarcus Corley in the Eastern Trials. I wish I'd have fought him again.
Okay.
because it was a good fight. We fought in Atlantic City. We fought in Atlantic City at Trot World. And it was a real close fight. Scully worked my corner. He took us out there. Scully was me. It was me, Rocky, Tarvis Sims, and a couple other guys. And I remember Scully telling me, he's like, "Yo, you fighting DeMarcus Crowley? He a bad dude." And you know, it was a tough fight. He beat me on.
Chop was a bad boy. Chop was a bad boy.
Yeah, he was.
He's still fighting too. His crazy ass.
Yeah, you know,
he be hitting me up every once in a while. Asking I got some fights.
Yeah, I would have to fight him again.
Oh, maybe.
You know, it's a few other fighters, but nobody that I would have died getting in the ring to go with. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Wilfredo, I know you haven't had such a long career like Shaka, but do you have anybody that you wish, whether it be in the amateurs or in the pros, that you had a chance to?
Well, not really. Well, in the pro was like I was. I think I mentioned it before. My first loss. So with Marcus Bates, that was something that that we thought about it. He retired as and then like so far like not really. I don't have no one to to which I could fight now. Just if I say someone, it'd be one of the guys out there just to feel that fighting against someone like freaking like
get that good payday.
Yeah, no, actually not for that. It's just finding someone with a big name, So I think the biggest name I'm fighting right now is gonna be Shaka. So, but yeah, someone like out there, like one of the top contenders out there, I'll be like amazing, but who knows?
So after June 16th, when somebody walks away with the belt, is it a wrap for you guys? Is this the end story, or do you guys got plans after that?
Like I told you when you asked me,
it's a good question. It's a good question.
If I walk away with that belt, and I get something that makes sense, we could talk about it. If not, I'm good. I'm happy because I did a lot in the pros that most pros probably want to do.
Yep.
You know, I fought on ESPN 5 times. I fought for 4 titles. You know what I'm saying? I met who I wanted to meet. I've been where I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? So if I walk away with this title Friday and nothing comes up, I'm still happy. If it makes sense, the money's right, the opponent's right, then we can sit down and have a talk.
Yeah.
Did you ever get it real before you go, Wilfredo? Did you ever get to win any of the titles that you fought for?
I didn't. So I fought for the IBC title. I fought Frank Hartelin in upstate New York. I fought for the New England title. I fought for the New England. I'm all tongue tied. I fought for the New England title twice, and then now for the USBF title.
Okay. What about?
Well, almost the same thing. Like he said, if I win in this fight, I think we have to at least defend the title once. But I'm always, when people ask me that question, I always say one fight at a time. So I have to pass through this fight to think about the next one. But I was saying that I have 2 fights in the tank. Just, because no matter what, we have the heart of the lion, but having a full-time job, having a bunch of stuff is getting a little complicated. I'm in the middle of selling my house and stuff like that. It's a lot going on. So things getting a little tougher, but it's always time for training. I always train hard, especially for this one because it means this fight means a lot for me. It means everything for me. It means where I am right now in boxing, and that's whatever happened on this fight is gonna dictate what's next for me.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
Mike, you got something for them?
A little bit all, man. I haven't been. How do I even put this? I haven't been unsatisfied with the Wilfredo fight yet. Not one. Like, so that, and that, I mean, this sounds pretty. This dude's been on ESPN too. I'm ready. I'm ready to see this. On top of
this, honestly, this fight, even with their records, if it wasn't for their ages, this fight could be like world caliber level fight. If it wasn't for like their ages, like I don't see why, if this fight is 8 years ago, why would it be on ESPN? But I looked at both of them. The only reason why I didn't make it the main event is because I want the house fully packed to watch these two guys fight. And you know how usually everyone's fan base starts disappearing as they fight. So I looked at the
co-feature.
What happened?
Co-feature.
You guys are gonna be before the co-feature. So we got Denzel Whitley's the co-feature.
Okay.
That dude's an animal. That dude is, with them ticket sales, that man is an animal.
He'll be here tomorrow, you said, right?
Yep. They'll be there tomorrow. Laurent Hughes, he's the main event.
Okay.
We're going to make sure that we have a packed house so everyone can see what potentially might beat Wilfredo and Carlos as New England Fight of the Year. This potentially could be the same thing.
It could be. It could be. I know the Shaka is gonna bring it. I know I'm gonna bring it. So we're gonna give the fans what they looking for. We're gonna give it a show.
It's entertainment.
Now, how different? Give some advice to a little bit of the young guys. How different is the training in your 40s rather than your 20s? Is there something that you guys have to tweak and do to get you through a training camp versus like when you were? I feel like when we were all in our 20s or even teenage years, we didn't even have to stretch before training. We just jump right into it.
Well, me again. I'm a personal trainer. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I still train like how I trained in the amateurs. I just train a lot smarter. My workouts don't gotta be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I could get that same type of workout in 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I'm saying? I get the proper rest. You know what I'm saying? I stretch a lot more than I did before. You know what I'm saying? And the eating habits is right. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about being smart, not dumb.
Same with me. Eating the right stuff, doing the right workout, follow the sign of your body because your body will send you a message. You gotta listen to your body, get the right vitamins, all the stuff, and yeah, that's the reason we're still here.
Yeah.
No,
I'm looking forward.
I be throwing these cats in the gym. That's like 20 and 25. They be like, "Damn, how you keep up?"
Yep.
I don't abuse my body.
That's like Scully. I don't know how Scully still be getting in the ring and sparring with motherfuckers.
Right. I don't abuse my body. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do no drugs. I don't abuse my body. And I keep I keep my body in shape. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not training for a fight, I'm still working out. Maybe I might not work out as much, but I'm still running. I'm still lifting my weights. I'm still doing my calisthenics. I'm still doing everything that I should be doing. So when it's time for me to get in shape for a fight, I don't got to kill myself. That's just like with my weight. I don't got to kill myself. I didn't have to kill myself making my weight because I was already preparing. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just about being smart, man, not dumb.
And discipline, smart discipline. So,
and I've been doing it for a long time, so I know the do's and don'ts. You know,
It's a very rare moment that the old dudes got AJ cornered in this square box right here. We got that. It's very rare, so I'll take this moment and enjoy it. I'm always the old guy. Thank you.
And
again, like I said, man, at the end of the day, thank you. You know, we talk all the time. You want me from the back of my heart. We talk, like I said, we talk all the time. I'm gonna just come in and just put on a show. At the end of the day, give my boy some love. Whoever wins, God bless him.
Love it.
Same me right here. We just gonna put on a show. Just gonna bring.
nothing better than two guys fighting for, especially at this age, winding down, fighting for the biggest thing of their career. You know, that's like winning a Super Bowl when you know you're about to retire.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
Love it. I'm looking forward to it. I love the venue, man. The AIC is a phenomenal venue to watch boxing. It's amazing. Plus, this card this card's unreal. I mean, we got
4 p.m. weigh-in time.
4 p.m. Damn, why so late?
We got to make sure, because every time we do it early, we got people coming in late.
These guys are trying to eat, man.
We figured if we move it, people will come on time. We can get guys weighed in and get guys out. You know, this sucks when we make it at 1 o'clock and people are still showing up at 3 o'clock, 3:30. Now people are just sitting there waiting around.
Well, shit, you need to demand that shit and tell them if they late, they getting fined.
That's right.
Start doing that.
I'm gonna send you my corners, man, and my shit in the morning. I'm gonna have my wife email it to you.
Yep, first thing in the morning, because I got to get it to the commission before their lunchtime.
I got you.
All right.
And
Mike,
the contract.
Mike, you want to finish with anything?
I'm good, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Only a few days away here. Shaka, thank you very much for coming through tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Love it.
You guys got sponsors or people that you want to shout out?
Man, just shout out to my team. Shout out to my wife and my kids for holding me down. Shout out to Pagan and his team for taking the fight. Again, man, it's no bad blood. It's love at the end of the day. Let's just go in there and put on a show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to my sponsor, to my team. My sponsor, Ace Chimney Solution. Nikki Roofing, Eve Eyelashes, Western Automotive, Renaissance Medical Group. So, and my team, Uptown Boxing, my family, they always support me. My daughter, anyway, all my people from Southbridge, Puerto Rico. Shout out for Rivera once again, give me this opportunity to fight again. And Shaka, shout out to you. A lot of respect. And Friday night, we're gonna put on a show.
That's it.
Love it, guys. AJ,
they gotta see it one more time.
Oh, yeah.
There it is, right there. One of these guys are walking away with it. I mean, I'm saying that one of someone's walking away with it.
I hope so. I hate walking home with belts.
I know. Oh, I get it this time. I get it the first time and don't. You know what I'm saying? I get strapped in the ring. That picture, it'll never die.
And so if it's a draw, this got to go to Mike then.
That's right. That's right. 2-time. Guys, thank you for coming through. We'll see you Friday. Be safe.
Thanks.